And welcome to Tuff Talk Live. I'm Terry Tuff. It's another Thursday. It's another great show. Joining me today, as always, is my main man, Mr. John Champ. The champ's in the house. Come
Champ
on
is
now.
here. All right,
Champ's in
what's
the
the
house.
number?
You know, we're gonna have to get that sound bite from the
I know
movie.
it, man. I love that.
I forget what movie is that. Is that Harlem Nights?
Ali. That's Ali.
Ali. Yeah.
Ali.
But,
Exactly.
but they do that in Harlem Nights too, right? Remember
Right.
remember
Oh
when the
yeah.
stuttering brother comes in? Yeah,
But that was the champ.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Give me the
And
one from Ali.
yeah, that's right. And I got a very special guest tonight, one of the funniest comedians in the business. But before I get to him, before I introduce him, the first thing I got to do is introduce you to our sponsor, man. We got a bomb sponsor. It's called Happy Coffee. They kicked off with us last week. So let me just introduce my audience to my sponsor once again. It's called Happy Coffee. Do you ever find yourself saying, I need more energy? I need to be more focused, or I just want to be happy? If that's the case, I got something just for you. It's called Happy Coffee. Oh, yes, Happy Coffee will help increase your energy, increase your ability to focus, but most importantly, it will help make you feel happy. Happy Coffee uses natural ingredients along with nootropics that will help enhance your mood, it will help enhance your memory, and it will help make you feel happy. Happy Coffee, the new kid on the block. Happy Coffee will help energize your day and help you focus and be more productive. Now, make sure you check with your doctor before you try Happy Coffee or any supplement. But it's a brand new year. Try Happy Coffee because you deserve to be happy. Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
Happy Coffee. Give it a shot. You can see it on the screen right there. Happy Coffee. If you're interested, go to my Facebook page right there, and you will try it, see what you think. And I tell you what we're going to do. In the next coming weeks, we're going to give away some Happy Coffee. Maybe we'll do some trivia questions. Whoever answers the questions, we'll send you out some Happy Coffee. It's just not coffee. They have tea. They have other supplements just to help your body become better than it is. Happy Coffee. Give it a try, y'all. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, now
I
back
don't
to the
even
show.
drink coffee, and I want some.
Listen,
I'm listening to you. I was like, man, I gotta ask my doctor about it, but because I heard what you said. Before you try stuff, that's cool. That's a good day. Hey, because you don't want nobody drinking and talking about they was too happy.
That's exactly right. And run off the street and hit something, and then blame it on Tough Talk. The voice that you heard, the voice that you hear, is not only a good friend of mine, but he's one of the funniest brothers in the business. And he has been in this game for a long, long time. You know what? I'm not even going to say anymore. I'm gonna just let some of his work speak for itself. Just check out this clip right here.
They try to trick men. Listen, married men, listen to me. They try to trick men to use Viagra. Don't listen to them. I'm telling you right now, don't listen to them. Listen to me. I'm telling you. Ask your grandmother. You can use a regular aspirin. 30 minutes before will do the same thing as Viagra. It just thins your blood. Your blood will circulate through your body better. You be ready all night long. A regular aspirin, no side effect. Look at me. Aspirin. Let me write that down right now. He said aspirin? Baby, aspirin, you supposed to chew it? You supposed to chew it up? Aspirin. They say the worst side effect of Viagra is loss of memory. Now you're ready, but you don't know why. I know I'm naked. I'm trying to figure out why you naked. You be downstairs butt naked talking to your kids. Who ate my ice cream? Y'all crazy. Oh my.
He's a veteran of the comedy game. He thinks outside the box when he writes comedy. You can see that. He's been featured on HBO, BET, and he's been on the road. with Sheryl Underwood for about 50 or 60 years. If you guys go out, if you go out to see Sheryl, you've seen Mike. Please put your hands together. Welcome to Tuff Talk Live, Mr. Mike Washington. Mike Washington, how are you, brother? You are muted, man. Your mic is muted.
Quote that
Yeah, he's writing comedy right now.
retweet.
There you go. You're unmuted. Get your production person to come and help you out, Mike, because you are muted right now. I think you got so excited. Mike got so excited when he saw that bit that he pushed the wrong damn button, and now that's all right. But you worked that out, Mike. But Champ, one of the funniest brothers in the business, and I love the way Mike Washington thinks outside the box. His creativity. You know, a lot of brothers, you know, you can tell where they're going with their comedy. You know what's on their minds with their comedy. But Mike is one of those guys that will take you on a journey. You don't really know where he's going on his comedy until you get there. I just like that. I'm fascinated by comedians like that.
Very creative, very creative. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and right now he's taking us on a journey because his mic is not working. I do not know. It was working fine when we, before the show started. And Mike, what you might want to do is log out and log back in. If you can hear me, log out and log back in. Okay, there you are. Still can't hear you.
Right. See what's going on.
So he's going to log out, log back in. So it's Black History Month, Champ. And
shortest month, but we're going to love it. We're going to enjoy it and roll with it. We're going to do everything we can.
Yeah, it is the shortest month. And for me, every month is Black History Month.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, there he is. He's back. We can hear you. Mike Washington looking like Ray Lewis from the ball. Y'all remember Ray Lewis from the Ravens? Don't he look like Ray Lewis? Damn it, tackle that computer.
I have to give it to my wife. My wife got me back straight. I don't know where. I think I got excited when I was touching the computer screen when my clip was up to hear it myself. And I hit the wrong button.
Well, you know, when you know you're not supposed to touch things. Your parents, I'm sure your dad taught you when you was little. Don't be in there touching things you ain't supposed to touch.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I learned that a long time ago. Don't, especially when you know what you're doing.
That's but anyway, welcome to Tuff Talk Live, Mike. It's so great to have you. And when I introduced you, I said you're one of the brothers. I love your comedy because you think outside the box when you write your comedy. What is your process? And I'm sure a lot of people want to know that. What's your process when you're writing bits, man? Is it just comes to you, or is there a time of day that you write? What's your process, brother?
Man, you know, Cherry, you know how we do, but you know what makes me laugh makes other people laugh. So in other words, you know, if I'm talking to my wife and I'm laughing while I'm talking to her, I just tell it on stage, and I learned a long time ago about because we, like you said, we old school in the game. And so if something comes to me like right now, I'm talking about all the things that we're going through now at our age as far as doctor visits, and so the people that in the audience that come to see us around our age, so they can kind of vibe with what we're talking about. So all I'm doing is just, I'm taking them back to the doctor's office. That's all I'm doing, or taking them back to whatever, you know what I mean? So I kind of write in a sense of what makes me laugh. I think other people that understand what I'm talking about, it makes them laugh also, you know what I mean? And I found Terry, which I watched you and I watched Tony Woods and a couple other guys, in the beginning of my career. I noticed that when you just talking to the people and telling the truth, it's easier to talk about it. You know what I mean? Now of course some of the things we put a little salt and pepper on it, but for the most part, if you're talking about something that's real, most of the time, if you're sitting in your house laughing at the news or something that happened to you at the doctor's office or whatever, chances are it's 50,000 more people laughing at the same thing. And so bring to the stage, they're looking at each other and be like, oh, What we just talking about that yesterday?
Yeah.
And so when I see people doing that, I just know that I want that to be my style of being able just to talk to you, make you feel like I'm on stage, taking up some space until Sheryl gets there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Well, let me just say this: you have never just taken up space before Cheryl gets there. When Cheryl gets there, she has to work. Believe me, she just doesn't come on stage and say, "Okay, he's all right." Yeah, you rock a crowd. I've worked with you for many years, so I know what. Let me ask you this: the pandemic, it's been tough on all comedians, everybody that's in this business. I mean, how have you been handling your funny, you know, during the pandemic? What are you doing? I mean, because it's you can't get rid of the funny. You got
man. Well, that's a good question too. Because I was talking to my dad just yesterday. So I rode by my dad's house to drop something off. So he's outside, ironically, before I get there, and he had 2 masks on. So my father is 79 years old, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking he didn't know he had 2 masks because one of them was around his neck and then the other one was around his face, right? So he pulls the second one up. So I'm like, man, you already got a mask on. He was like, listen to me, man. They said you're supposed to wear 2 masks. So I was like, listen. First they were talking about you ain't need a mask. Now you got to wear 2 masks. Look, make up your mind. Is it do I wear a mask or not? And my thing is, is coronavirus going to come to the people who only got 1 mask on now?
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching people in the stores. I'm watching people on TV. The only thing that's not funny is this thing can kill you. So what I've been doing, Terry, I've been chilling right now, man. I'm still. I got some stuff in the back of my head. I can't wait to say it on stage, but I ain't in no hurry to go on stage. No, because most of the time I'm not showing up, but most of my shows are out of town. So I'm not comfortable flying right now, and I haven't been on a plane yet that's getting you the 6 foot distance, right?
Well, let me just say this. I wasn't comfortable flying when there wasn't the coronavirus. So and now you done added the virus in at 40,000. I'm at 40,000 feet thinking about falling, and now I got to deal with this brother coughing all the way. So it's a double whammy, man.
While I was on the plane, the last time I was on the plane, this guy's coming on. So he had like a backpack suitcase. So he has a backpack suitcase in front of him. He's walking. He got his hands crossed in front of his backpack. And then and I ain't gotta say who he was. Well, I'm gonna say who he was because I'm not afraid. He's a white dude. So
I didn't have to say that. I'd already figured that out anyway because he had a backpack.
Look, so brother, we going. Even though that ain't really doing too much, but at least I'm trying to, contain some of it. He just straight up. So when he did that, I was sitting on the end seat. So when he did that, this is what I did. I was looking at my phone, and I did like this. I said. So he said now, he's trying to get some help. So he says, "Wow, you can't even cough anymore without people giving you a dirty look." So watch this. Another white dude. Can I say damn?
Oh yeah.
Another white dude said, "You damn right." So watch this. I was like, there you go. Now I don't feel bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
I sure was looking at. I was like, "Come on, man, how you coughing like that?"
You should have said. You should have said. Not only will you get a dirty look, you will get your ass whooped if you cough one more time. One more time.
The face I was making said that. The only reason why I ain't saying because listen, man, I knew my wife was at BWI waiting for me to get there, and I didn't want her to take another plane. You understand? Because they put you off a plane. You know that?
Yeah. Well, you're a brother. Not only would they put you off the plane, you going downtown. You ain't they ain't gonna just put you off the plane. You're gonna be apprehended for a while.
Yes.
So
I went
but you're right, man.
The
comedy, the pandemic has changed the game for every comedian. I mean, from the superstars to the road warriors, man. I mean, everything is shut down. All the comedy clubs are shut down. You know, and I just don't know. I mean, this is one of the reasons I'm doing this show on I'm live streaming, because I got to have an outlet, man. I got to be able to let these juices, these inside of me, I got to talk. I got to get it out. What do you do, man? How do you get that out? You know?
Well, you know, another thing I do. Well, a lot of people don't know this, but I do home improvement also, man. I'm talking about, and I'm good at it. Not just.
But that, Mike, that ain't funny, man. I mean, fixing people's damn houses ain't gonna make.
But when I'm in somebody's house, you know, when they start getting on my nerves, I start just, you know, they think I'm playing, so I just tell them how I feel, you know, while I'm in the house with them, and they get to laughing. They get to laughing because they thinking that I'm playing. But all I'm doing is testing out my jokes on them. So
yeah, I got you. You know,
when
I introduced you, I said I was messing with you. I said you've been on the road with Sheryl Underwood for 50 years. But what, you've been on the road with Sheryl for what?
Probably almost about 15 to 20 years.
15, yeah.
You know, off and on, but I mean, but a total of that.
Yeah. What's it like? What's it like working with Sheryl? I mean, that atmosphere. I mean, because Sheryl's. Let me tell you, the first time I worked with Sheryl Underwood, I don't mean to take over your interview, but I just got to tell the story. Was that comedian Earthquake used to have a club in Atlanta called Uptown Comedy Club. It was in Buckhead, and I was headlining the club that weekend. And Quake said, "Hey, Tuff, there's a lady here that just wants to do a guest spot on your show. Is it cool?" I was like, "Yeah," because I ain't never cared about somebody.
Right.
And you know, let everybody work.
Right.
She came on stage. Let me tell you this right now. She came on stage with a pocketbook. She had this purse hanging on her arm like this, man. And I was like, who is this lady with this? I never. and she she tore the audience apart for about 10 minutes, because you do a guest spot, you're going to do about 10 minutes.
Right.
Man, Sheryl she had people in the floor. I have never, and from that point on, I told Quake, she will never do another guest spot in front of me. Now she can come up behind me.
But she's a tough act to follow.
She is.
Man.
Champ, you know Sheryl Underwood, right? Of course.
She's a fantastic lady, man. Okay. First time I met her, you guys came to Raleigh. It was a TV station, and man, she just made me feel so good. I went up to talk to her. She said, "What's your name, brother?" I said, "John Champion." She said, "Man, I just got to keep saying that name, John Champion." John Champion. She's a great lady, man.
Yeah,
man. She is.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna tell you what Sheryl's been doing lately, man. You say being on the road with Sheryl. I learned a lot. Sheryl is a very good business person in the business. Okay, a lot of times comics are funny, but they're not about the business.
Yeah.
So Sheryl has taught me the business of the comedy game along with the comedy game, and so she's very serious about her business when she's on the road, man. You ain't gonna get over on her. She know them numbers, and she stay on top of them numbers. And a lot of times people think she's just trying to be there to aggravate you about, what's the ticket sales every 2 hours? What's the ticket sales? But it's for a purpose.
Oh yeah.
And that's because it ain't gonna be no more of no, we didn't have that many, because at 3:00 today you said we was 10 from being sold out. Now you telling me at 6:00, 4 hours later, that I didn't sell 15 more tickets. Come on, stop. You know what I mean? So, but the other thing is, the good thing that's changed was Sheryl used to it would just be a 2-man show. It's myself and Sheryl. And so I always be the one. I say, Sheryl, let the young dudes come on stage. Let them come on stage. And just imagine this. Just imagine a young dude who is, who is pretty funny, but he don't nobody know who he is, but he lives in the city we working in. If he gets to come on your stage, Cherry, or your stage, Champ, or my stage in his city before my show that's sold out, people gonna say, "Oh man, that dude was good, man, and he lived here." But he don't get on stage only but when it's about 45 people there, then he ain't gonna really get to do his thing like he should. So what Sheryl started doing was letting people come on stage after us. Now that's very dangerous. Okay, I've been Sheryl do her thing, but what she'll do is she'll soften it back down. She'll say, "Okay, all right, now I got one more special guest for y'all. Let me tell you," and she'll bring that thing back down to a monotone and then she'll bring you on. She's done with Marcus Wiley.
Oh yeah.
See Marcus Wiley. Marcus, people know
he's
Marcus
gospel.
Wiley.
He's Christian.
That's
Christian
right.
to me. Yeah.
Man, listen to me, man. Marcus came on behind Sheryl. You'd have never thought me and Sheryl was on stage. You know what I mean?
Right?
Because she really just got it. So, but I've learned a lot, man. Sheryl, like I said, Cheryl's businessman, but aside of people like yourself and Tony, I mean, I think you know what I'm talking about. Sheryl is the only person that's in that level, if I can say that has done what she said she would do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've had a lot of comics, that have been able to do, there's a lot of comics, Terry, that you could be rolling with right now that you would be making your name even stronger because you're just on their show with them. But for whatever reason, man, you just don't find that. And
well,
Sheryl,
I'll tell you why. And here's why that doesn't happen. One, Cheryl's not intimidated by your strength, your comedy. She knows her game is on point.
Yeah.
So she's not intimidated by somebody else who's funny.
That's
there are other comedians, and I'm not gonna call anybody's names, man. But they don't want you on their show because you might out funny them.
Yeah.
And
you know what I mean? And that intentionally, you know what I mean? Because
that's exactly right. You're just doing your job.
Oh man, Sheryl stage one night we was in Cleveland, and so Sheryl came on stage. I'm talking about, listen, Miss Terry, before she got started, she could have got the audience against her. She came on stage. She said, nah, sit down, don't, nah. Y'all clap like that for me. You should have gave him a stand ovation. I was in the back trying to figure out what am I gonna do behind what he just did. And y'all giving up for me like I done did something already. I ain't did nothing. And this dude just tore the roof off. And so look, they all stood. She said, no, don't stand up now. Don't stand up now. He over there. Matter of fact, Mike Watson, come back up here, Mike Watson, and get your love. I was like, what? Yeah. So in my mind, I was thinking, you don't want to turn your audience against you. So then she said, now I got to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do, because he just did a headliner set. So let me figure out what and then so she talked for a little while, and then after a while she went on and did her set. So I said, Sheryl, I said, why you do that? You didn't know what you want to do yet? She said, Mike Washington, you think I'm playing? You tore this jump down. She said, I was mad they didn't give you your props. She said, so every now and then I told my wife about I guess a couple months before we was off the road because of COVID, she came on stage and surprised. She said, Mike, don't go nowhere. She said, hey y'all, I want to tell y'all something, but I want to say it with Mike Washington right here in front of me. I've never told him this before. Mike, if it wasn't for you, I would not be able to be on the road at this capacity. So I guess I did like that.
You scared me though. I thought she was going to tell you she was having your baby. I was like, oh damn, man.
You know what? You know what? Let me tell you something. Listen. I'm gonna tell you something.
Like, damn, little Mike is on the way. I was like, damn, man.
Hey, watch this. You know Pop, right? Pop, right?
Yeah.
Pop comes to the airport to pick us up. So while I was in the club, he was like, Mike, man, ain't nowhere in the world you're on the road with Sheryl, man. I know. So I said, man, you can say that to me. Don't say that to her because she gonna have a fit. He was like, come on, man. You know she gonna be all right with that, right? So watch this. He came to the airport to pick us up. Now back then, I used to sit in the back. So I'm sitting in the back. Now, as a man, if I look in that rear view mirror and your eyes, Terry, you know if I hit you with the that means stop what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking in the rear view mirror while Pop is talking. Pop is looking at Sheryl. He's like, yeah, I know, Mike, your main man. You and Mike is doing this and that. Listen to me. She said, turn the car around and take me back to the airport. So he's laughing. She said, and I'm gonna say the N-word. Turn the car around and take me back to the airport. You think I'm playing? Or shut up. So look, do what I did. I was like this.
I told you.
Exactly right. Because look, man, she could go with everything else. You hit that right there, she'll be like this. Shut up. Mike Washington's the wife. That's my friend. I don't play that. And you're going to get him in trouble. And don't say that. That's stupid. Wow. Yeah. And I'd be like this. Sheryl don't believe that. Don't worry. But I'm saying, but it's funny. Because I'm saying that because it's funny. But my
Well,
thing
I
is,
have
man,
I have
almost
nothing but
definitely.
respect for
Oh, yeah,
Sheryl Underwood.
almost definitely. Like I said, man, it's funny, but for whatever
Yeah,
reason, man, she
she's
is
gone
never
through
like
a
that.
lot of hardships in her life. A lot of people don't understand. See, it's what a lot of people don't understand what happens with a lot of comedians behind the scenes. There's a
Yes.
lot of hardships, a lot of sadness in people's lives that are
Yeah.
successful.
Oh yeah.
And Cheryl has experienced a lot of sadness in her life. I'm not going to get into it because that's her personal business, but I know
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
And to achieve what she has achieved. And another thing, she's a female comedian, a black female comedian. It's very
Right.
difficult
Right.
for black female comedians to make it to the level that she has made it to. So,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
because Hollywood would rather have a brother put on a dress,
Okay. Okay.
than to have a funny black comedian, a black female comedian. I've never understood that concept. They want black male comedians to put on dresses and become a black funny woman instead of just hiring a funny black female comedian. I've never understood it.
That they have plenty of in the industry right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I've
always
never
is
understood that.
because a lot of them don't get their just due. I mean, come on, man. You've seen them. Just make me mad. When are they gonna have A-list movie with some of these comics that they use in these what they call like a B rating movie? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll have about 15 comics in the same movie, and it kind of makes me mad, man, when I know that they're wasting these comics with these movies sometimes. You know what I mean? I mean, you feel the same way?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah.
man. And I just don't understand. I've never understood why black female comedians especially don't get their just due in Hollywood. I mean,
Right.
sisters like Melanie Camacho. Melanie's been beating it down for years, and
Man,
it's funny and is a beautiful human being, man. Just
you know, realize that? You know, realize that?
oh, Martin,
Who?
huh?
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
realized?
Martin. That's right. That's right. Martin and Cat Williams. Cat Williams got Melanie on tour with him, and like I said, Melanie's been in the game a long time. Very smart and very funny, and getting a break with someone like Cat Williams. But my thing is though, you would never see her able to do her own special or whatever the case may be, which is ridiculous, man.
Why? I mean, and that's exactly why, and people don't understand, but that's exactly why Monique sued Netflix.
Yeah,
That's all she was trying to say
yeah,
is, look, show me love.
right.
You're gonna give Amy Schumer all this money,
I know.
and I'm not saying whether Amy's funny or not. She's got a core audience that likes her. Okay, pay
Exactly.
Amy. It is Schumer, isn't that her? Amy Schumer, right?
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah. So I'm not saying don't pay her, but pay Monique too. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? Monique
Yeah.
won an Oscar.
Exactly.
Monique won an Oscar. So and everybody's saying, oh, she's gone about it the wrong way. Well, tell me what way is she supposed to go about it?
Exactly.
Man, they try to pay Monique like they're paying Dak Prescott. It's terrible,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Get their money, man.
Yeah.
That's
Get
right.
their money.
You're right. How many more touchdowns does she have to score?
Exactly.
Exactly.
And then she goes on talk shows.
What they do is they wait for you to do something. They wait like in football, they wait for you to get hurt. In comedy, they wait for you to make, I guess you can say, the wrong mistake. And then they hold out against you for the rest of your career as long as they can, until somebody is bold enough to say, look, I'm gonna go ahead and take a chance on you again and put you back out there.
Right. I mean, look at this, man. Denzel Washington, who may be, the greatest actor of all time. If he's not, he's in the top 3, top 5.
Yeah.
He didn't win an Oscar until he played a gangster.
Exactly.
Until he didn't win an Oscar until he played a gangster, and at the end of the movie, he wasn't even the hero. They made the cop that was under him the hero in the movie, and killed off Denzel. So I mean, if Denzel didn't deserve an Oscar in Malcolm X, then nobody deserves an Oscar.
Come on, man. Come on.
So man. I empathize with Monique, because a lot of people have said things about her. And I go way back with Mo. Mo and I go way back. I used to write for her on when she was on radio. We won awards. I won awards writing with Monique. You know, on when she was on WHUR in Washington D.C. You know, she used to have a segment called Monique Moment. I wrote those.
Wow.
I'm the brother who wrote those, man.
Wow.
You know, and so I want to air.
You did a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I mean, you know, for a lot of people, man, that people don't know. You know, and it's cool that you let people know that. And Monique was so daggone cool because look, she gave Joe Recker a shot. She gave what's my man with the deep voice that down in Carolina?
Tone X.
Tone X. She gave him a shot. She gave what's my man? He had a stroke. Perry.
Oh, he was. Yeah, he was the sidekick on her talk show.
Sidekick on her talk show. I'm telling you, man. Look. Me and Monique used to sit in her club up on Light Street, up in Baltimore, after hours, and talk about all the things that we would like to come true. You know.
Yeah.
Look, here's a quick story. So in the same night,
it don't have to be quick, man. You can take your time. We got time, man. Do your thing, man.
My man. In the same night, listen to him, champ. In the same night, Tuff, Donnell Rollins and Monique was in the Comedy Connection one night, right? So Rod, I'm hosting. So to give you a little history, Donnell Rollins used to be a security guard. This is no slight thing, but a security guard at the Safeway.
I know.
Here in D, okay? All right. So look, so I come in, I used to work for Hostess Cakes. So I'm in there putting my cupcakes on the shelf.
Wow.
So Donnell walks up to me. He says, "Hey Mike, man, are you hosting in the comedy club tonight?" So I was like, "Yeah, what's up, man?" He said, "Man, you know, I want to be a comedian, man. So can you put me on the list?" I said, well, you know, I don't really make the list up. I said, but if you come in there, put your name on the list, you know, I'm gonna bring you up. I said, so I'm gonna tell you right now, just get there early, put your name on the list, you're gonna be good. So I get there, Donnell's name is on the list. I come up, bring Donnell up. He on stage, first time in his life. He having a good set. He done got, I don't know, 15, 20, 25, 30 people in there came to see him. So, you know, that right there means wrap it up.
Yeah.
That means stretch it. That means cut. So, you know, I give him the wrap it up sign. So he just stops his joke right dead in the middle of the joke, right? So I'm like this. What are you doing? You know, so I walk up, you know, he give me the mic, you know, he cool. I said, all right, y'all keep going, my man, Donnell Rollins, right? So one dude that came to say and said, hey man, why you make my man stop? I said, let me tell you something, Slim. I don't run nothing in here but my mouth. Okay.
Right.
I gave him the wrap it up sign. I said, Donnell is new. He need to learn the signs. That means stretch it. That means cut. That means stop what you're doing. I don't care where you're at, cut it. That means wrap it up. Finish your joke, but let that be the last one. We'll bring him back on stage. I said, I can't bring him back on stage because it ain't his turn no more. But I guarantee you next week he'll know what those signs mean. So Donnell was in the back laughing. You know, one of the dudes, he kind of mad. Anyway, before I came to the stage with all that conversation, Raj had this to put in my ear. He said, Monique is supposed to come on next. Do not bring Monique on my stage with her filthy mouth. He puts a line through her name. He says, bring up the next comic. So I said, looking right in his face, I said, okay, buddy. Went on stage and said, all right, y'all ready for more classy, more sassy, Monique? Let me tell you something. At that point, it was like my father was telling me, Raj, like he said, hey, come here. Monique said, I hope you don't get in trouble, right? She did that. She did that. Willie Brown. I hope you don't get in trouble, right? So I go back there. He said, didn't I just tell you don't bring her on my stage? I said, oh, I got kind of nervous. I was trying to figure out, did I put the line through her name, but did you put it? Look, like I hit him with that right there and started laughing myself. Now he can't almost hardly afford to bring Monique to it.
That's exactly right. You know, Raj and I had our little run-ins, you know, because he used to try to tell me that I needed to clean my show up and what I should say on stage and how I should do it.
Yeah, I didn't understand Raj with that.
Yeah. And I told him, I said, have I ever called you and told you how to run your comedy club, how to book your comedians? Have I ever even told you how to park your car in the parking lot? I've never told. Don't you ever tell me how to, don't you, you know what I'm saying? You know, and plus have I ever told you how to dress, even though somebody should speak to you about your wardrobe,
boy,
you know?
if you don't shut up,
Yeah.
that's hilarious, man.
Yeah. So,
You know, it's funny, man. So Rod's not in the business anymore, which
yeah,
I wish I wish he was though, because although Rod still, although he had his way of trying to run things, he still had a venue that we could work in. And
that's exactly right. If it wasn't for Raj, there would be no Chappelle, because that's where that's where Dave cut his teeth.
Yeah, man.
You know, that's where he cut his teeth. And
yes,
and I want to transition. Yeah, I want to transition to that, Mike.
Yeah.
You know, and not about Chappelle, but I want to talk about, you know, who inspired you. When I was young, and because I always loved comedy, and I grew up watching the Dean Martin show. I was a freak. I watched Dean Martin. Dean would come out so cool. You know, everybody loves somebody, and he'd have that martini. He was so cool, and he'd have Sammy on the show. You know, same bang, boom, checkity. You know, and he all the cool people, and they just motivate. They, you know, and that's what inspired me to get into. I just loved the funny. What made you get into comedy? What was your motivating factor, man?
You know what, man? I'm gonna tell you something. This is the God's truth. You know, everybody talks about Richard Pryor, but let me tell you, my Richard Pryor story for real is my father, and I asked him the other day, I said, man, what made you buy Richard Pryor's album, and what made you buy the Jackson 5 album? So anyway, so me and my brothers, we downstairs in the basement. You know, we don't know nothing from nothing. We saw this dude on the album cover, right? So I'm reading these titles. I'm like, Mudbone. What is a Mudbone? What is, you know? So I'm looking at this album. So we put the album on, and when he starts talking and cussing, I ran, because you know we lived in DC, so we had a basement. I ran over to that stereo and turned it down and told my brother, go close the door, go upstairs and close the door. Well, I wasn't gonna cut it off. I was like, what in the world? He cussing on the thing, and it's funny like this. So now watch this. So I listened to him, and I was like, man, that joint is so funny. It don't make no sense because I would never forget the line when he said he went to the gas station. He filled it. He had a little 44 packet or whatever he said he had. He said he filled it up and made him pay for it. And I thought that was fun. See, I caught stuff like that when I was young. I said, how can I get Terry Tuff to fill my car up and then pay for it, right? You know what I mean? You know, I should be paying for it. Yeah. But then I saw Flip Wilson. I didn't know Flip Wilson was really like a comedian. I just said, you know, that is wild how he has a television show where he can do whatever you want to do. That's another person that we forgot to talk about yesterday as far as that dress thing concerned. You know,
Geraldine was one of the first, you know.
Okay. You know, and you know the network made him do that. But anyway, I was even a Red Skelton fan. Okay, you know that. You know what I'm saying? And I watched Red Skelton, and I used to love at the end he would say, and may God bless, right? And I used to always say, wow, man, that's cool how he ends his show like that.
See, you like Red Skelton. I was a Jonathan Winters man. I don't know.
Okay.
Jonathan Winters was a funny white guy, man. Yeah. You know who else was a funny white guy? Yes. Paul Lynde. Did you ever watch Paul Lynde? Paul Lynde.
Because Paul Lynde, didn't they make a cartoon out of Paul Lynde? Was a cartoon too.
I don't know, but he was on Hollywood Squares. He was the centerpiece on Hollywood Squares.
I think Paul Lynde was one of the voices of the Dick Dastardly and the Dastardly Racer. You know when they had Penelope Pitstop and all them.
Oh yeah. He may have been.
Check this out. I guarantee you, he's one of the voices of one of those characters. But check this out. When help me out with the names now. When Carol Burnett used to do her show, and she had
Tim Conway,
Harvey Korman,
Harvey Korman, right? Say it again.
Harvey
Korman do their skits together, man. When I was sitting there laughing at that, I knew then. I said, man, I want to be able to make people laugh like that. They on TV got me laughing, and say I ain't worried about what color they was at the time. I'm telling you right now. You know? So
when I was growing up, we there was only one color that was on TV, We only had like 3 channels. I think that's how we had like 3 or 4 channels, and the TV went off like at 12 at night. That was it, man.
Terry, I was just telling somebody. I remember you had to worry about no TV being on like it on now. Your TV, if you false if you want to, you wake up tomorrow at 10 o'clock, your TV shut. You be like, man, who left the TV? You okay? Right? Unless you set it to go off. Back in the day, that thing would come across. Do you know where your children are? Remember that?
Yeah, it's over.
Dun, 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 and then it would say,
no.
Look, dude. I stayed up and watched the Johnny Carson show. It was Johnny was my thing because everybody came on Johnny's show. After Johnny was the late news. After the late news, it was done.
Ain't that something?
It was over.
I mean, people got to go. I mean, I don't even remember when TV stayed. I'm gonna tell you right now though, for real. I remember though, the first time for me, I thought I couldn't cut the TV. I was like, oh, the TV broke. I can't cut it.
I want to get back, and I'm not trying. I want to get back to something you said a moment ago that we were talking about yesterday, and that's about how Hollywood has motivated, inspired, or forced some brothers to do things that they normally wouldn't do. One of those things is put on a dress and make people laugh. Now there are comedians who have said no. Dave Chappelle, and that's why I admire Dave Chappelle so much. Because Dave Chappelle is his own man. He paves his own. He built his own sidewalk. He doesn't. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't follow that sidewalk. He built his own sidewalk, and I like that about him. But there are comedians. There are people who work in Hollywood, and I'm not saying they're good or bad. Who have decided to put on a dress, man. And I've never felt that it was necessary. I don't care if it's Flip Wilson. I don't care, if it's Martin Lawrence. I don't care if it's Tyler Perry. I don't care if it's Wendy Williams. But oh no, I said men. My bad.
So what, Terry? See, I was right there with you. I was right there. So anyway,
but seriously, okay, that was wrong.
That was wrong. I got people in here right now laughing at you right now.
but I mean, your thoughts on? I mean, to each his own. Whatever blows your dress up, so to speak.
Yeah, okay.
If I got to dress like a woman to be successful, I'm never going to be successul.
Yeah. Wow. I understand.
Because you'd be an ugly chick. I tell you, Tuff. I tell you.
I mean, I don't know about that, champ. I think I fix up well, but that has nothing to do with it.
Question for you.
I dig.
I got a question for you, right? Tyler Perry comes to Raleigh, and he says, "Hey man, I'm going to come to the club. I'm looking for some new faces." And guess what? Terry Tuff is headlining the show. And he is blown away. I'm gonna put Terry Tuff. I got Terry Tuff going in 2 of my things, but here's the thing. One of them for sure. And he already tell you, he said, look, this is non-negotiable. It's the money right now because the only thing I can give is $1 million. You'd be like, only thing you can give is $1 million. This is my first time working with Tyler Perry. But watch this now. I'm gonna make it hard for you. Only can give is $1 million. But the only 2 parts he got left, you either got to play the part where, and your mouth got to touch his mouth. You either got to kiss a dude, or you got to put a dress on.
Let me tell you something, Mike. I've been making money. I've been in the comedy stand-up business since 1987. I've been making money since 1987. Right. Now I ain't no multi-millionaire, but I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm all right. I get what I want. You know what I'm saying? Here's the deal.
Hold on,
No. I know where you're going. So let me answer your questions.
I'm staying with you though. I'm in that same. When I go to the bank, I'm in that all right category too. I'm sure I'm with you. I'm in. Listen to me. I can't buy a champ a car, but I'm gonna tell you right now though, I can pay for his dinner.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I ain't watching when he ordered either. He can order whatever you want to order.
I can buy a Tampa car, but it'll just take me 20 years to pay for it. My credit, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know, I may not have $1 million in the bank, but
Right,
my credit
right,
my credit score
right.
is on
But
point,
I think
Fife.
I feel you though. So
Yeah.
I mean,
So
and watch this. And I shouldn't see. I shouldn't been dangling the money thing for him. But I'm just saying,
well,
if you had to choose between the two parts, you know, so you're still saying you
I'm
he
not
got
doing
to
anyone. I'm
he
not
got
doing either because
my
I got
man.
to look at me. First thing when I wake up in the morning, the first person
Yeah,
I see is me,
yeah,
and I got to
yeah,
live with me.
yeah,
And you
yeah,
know, and
yeah,
there's two things that mean more to me in my life than anything in this world,
yeah,
and that's my two sons.
yeah,
And if I got to explain to my two sons, well,
yeah,
yeah, dad did that, he kissed that man, or he wore that
yeah,
dress so he
yeah.
could buy you a nice house,
Right,
I can't justify that.
right.
I mean, I can't because then that tells my boys, okay, it's okay for me to go kiss that man. It's okay for me
Yeah,
to go put that
yeah.
dress on, to do
I
Let me
whatever
jump
I
in here.
need to do to
Let me
make
jump in
money.
here. Let me
okay,
jump in. I
okay.
think you guys are both great, excellent. You've done so many great things in the business. I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you, Tough. I gotta disagree with you because just my financial situation isn't as good as you guys. So I just have to tell my kid, "Hey, you ever see your mama when she wake up early in the morning?" And I'd have to go ahead and get
Well,
that
see,
check, man.
hey, Chuck.
Yeah. But
But
see,
I respect you. I respect you.
but
Yeah.
then you've sold your soul to the devil, man. I mean,
I,
you've
Well, let
sold
me.
your soul,
I,
because money will end, but
oh
you
yeah,
will always
Yeah.
be who
Wow.
you
Now let me
are.
tell you something.
that's true. That's
Let me
true.
tell you something I never thought about. Now I'm gonna tell you something. You really woke me up a minute ago. Now I know about Chappelle. I know about all the rest who have, and I know about Chappelle. Chappelle, my man.
Yeah.
But you just woke me up on something because although my kids are grown right now and they know who their father is. I think I raised two excellent human beings. My wife and I.
Yep.
My wife and I.
Yep.
And my wife and
Same
I did
way.
this
Same
together.
way. Yep.
Yes. Right. My wife and I did this together. And I know you meant what you the same thing I just said also. But watch this, Terry. Now watch this. In in one sentence, I would say I probably would have I probably would have been in my room thinking, wow, man. Because I think about my grandkids now, see. So my grandson is very impressionable. And my grandson talks right now. I never talked like my grandson did when I was 5. I know that. I don't even have to. I don't have. I'm 58. I'll be 59 next month. I know my grandson on his birthday. He just turned 5. So we bought him this karaoke machine. So my grandson, for whatever reason, right now, what you think he want to be? Just take a wild guess.
A comedian.
He wants to be a rapper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now watch this. So I'm gonna say it. His other grandparents, they told him you don't want to be a rapper because rappers really don't make that much money, and rappers go to jail, right? So now watch this. The reason why I know that because this is 5 years old. So I said, so he said, Poppy, can I be a rapper? That's what they call me Pop. He said, Poppy, can I be a rapper? I said, man, you could be anything you want to be. So he looked at me almost like, He said, really? I said, yeah. I said, why you say that? He said, my grandma said I shouldn't be a rapper because rappers are broke and they go to jail. So I said, wait a minute. I said, that's not true. So now watch it. Now I don't,
Nope.
now watch this. Because he's 5, I know that if he takes my conversation back and brings her conversation back, for me, it's just a conversation. Sometimes for them, he might get punished or whatever. So this is what I told him. I said, you can be whatever you want to be. So his 5th birthday, he just turned 5, December the 17th. He's in here, and my son has a stepson. So his stepson is 9. His stepson is introducing him. All right, come to the stage. Put your hands together for the one and only Blake. So my grandson gets the microphone. This is what he says, Terry. He takes the microphone. He says, all right, what's up, y'all? My name is Blake. I'm 5. My name is Blake. I'm the rapper of fans. So I said, the rapper of fans. I said to myself, you 5 years old and you think you already got fans at 5 years old? I wasn't talking about no fans and
Yeah.
right. So watch this. Let me tell you why he want to be a rapper. He want to be a rapper because he saw Drake house. Drake Drake had a swimming pool inside the house, and then he had a basketball court, of course, inside the house, and the same thing outside the house. So now he's 4 at the time. My son said, he came to him and said, Dad, is that swimming pool inside his house? So he said yes. He said, oh, that's what I want to be right there. And so for me, I said, man, that's amazing, because I'm gonna tell you something right now. I don't know what he's going to be, but I already know he headed in the right direction because he's now. I said all that to say this though, but if he saw me with a dress on, Terry, to go with what you said, I would have a lot of explaining to do, because right now he knows that the pink spoon belongs to his sister. The blue spoon is his. I gave him the pink spoon by mistake when I was like, hey, because his sister didn't want anything. So I'm just getting the ice cream together. Man, hey man, I'm grabbing the spoon. I grabbed the pink spoon, give it to him. He looking at the ice cream. So he looking at the ice cream like this. He said,
one thing that I made sure of when my boys were little, that they never got close to anything involved in entertainment ever.
Wow.
I didn't want them involved with nothing called entertainment.
Yeah.
Because there's so much more more valuable than entertainment. If I could go back and start over again, I would have never got involved in entertainment. But I put so much into it.
My wife can hear you. My wife can hear you. And we had the biggest conversation about what you're talking about right now 2 days ago with what happens in this industry that people don't see.
That's exactly right. I mean, I've the reason I'm still in it is because I've invested so much time, and it has done some good things for me and my family.
Sure.
My sons, I don't want them going through that. I want my oldest son is a nuclear engineer in the United States Navy. He's out under the water in nuke subs. My youngest boy is a clinical research. He's working on new drugs in this country, in this world. That's what they do, man. That's what they're working on. They don't need this nonsense to be. There's because what we have to tell young black men and women that we can do everything. We don't just have to be basketball players and make people laugh and run and catch the football. And we can be doctors and lawyers and teachers and presidents and vice presidents.
Right. Okay.
That's where we need to push our people to. And so I'm never and for me to sell my soul to make a couple of dollars. I've been in situations where if you do this, I'm going home. If I'm not funny enough to make it to the top, I'm not gonna make it to the top.
Right.
I'm just not.
Exactly.
And so
Jerry, you don't believe that, do you? You don't, we say that fun up. Watch this. At one time, I and I'm gonna say one time, I sat in my room one day. I was like, man, I gotta make myself funnier than what I am. And then I started watching people who not as funny as I am get a lot of stuff. I was like, wait a minute, man,
that kills you.
It ain't about that. So
it shouldn't kill you, John, because there's reasons that they got what they got. It isn't because and this is so true.
Then I started paying attention. I was like,
yeah.
Hey, look, listen to me. Watch this. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna stand the same. Watch this, because you old enough to understand it. I'm gonna stand the same realm and chant. You gonna follow this too. Same realm. I watched some dudes I grew up with. I ain't gonna say friend. I watched some dudes I grew up with could snatch a lady's purse and go buy a pair of tennis shoes. And I thought to myself, I was like, how you wearing them tennis shoes? How you wearing them tennis shoes?
Yep.
That wasn't your money?
That wasn't your money.
Okay, now watch this. When they came up with carjacking, I'm telling you right now, I heard about people jaw dropping and hitting the ground. I never knew it could happen until that happened. Somebody got carjacked. I was like, man, you know how long it takes to sit in a dealership to make a deal with somebody to get the car, the price you want to pay for it, then get the insurance that you and then I'm gonna drive on the street. And you supposed to take
Mike Washington, what you are doing right now is educating people, and that is what we have to do with our youngins. We have to educate our people so there are not people so we don't carjack, so we don't steal sneakers, because we don't have to do that. There's a lot, there's a lot of things that happens in our community that we have control over. That we can fix. Now we realize that racism is real. We realize how we made it to this country, but there are things in our community that we can fix ourselves. And we should take, the number one thing that we should stop, if we stop doing this right now, it would change the world. If we woke up in the mornings, every black person woke up in the morning and said this to each other: I will never kill another black person again in my life.
Right.
Ever will I hurt another king or queen in my life. We would change the world. We would change the world.
Hey, Terry, watch this. This in the same breath. So I see people. My son is a police officer. Okay, I think you know that, right? My
yeah.
Son,
oh yeah.
My son. Okay, been a police officer almost 10 years now. Now check this out. So, in your door, Champ's door, Doreen's door, Miss Glory's door could be unlocked on your house or your car. You know why I would never know it? Because I ain't gonna never try it.
That's exactly right.
I ain't gonna go look. I'm not gonna go look at your car and say, "Oh, I'm not even gonna try the door." That's why I'm not gonna know it's unlocked because I ain't gonna try it. So look, so this is my question to people that do stuff like this. I be thinking to myself, when I wake up in the morning, I'm saying right now, if okay, here you go. I'm gonna be bold and say this. If people woke up in the morning with what's on Mike Washington's mind, it would, listen to me, we'd be overpopulated right now. It'd be too many people in the world because when nobody. I'm saying right now, I ain't never thought about let me figure out how I can sit in my car and wait this other person come back with all their bags and I can take them.
That's exactly right.
I could rape somebody or I could kill somebody because that's not my thought pattern.
Hey, that's not why God created.
Hey, Terry, and I'm gonna be bold and say this. Do you know that I told my wife this? If I thought that my son or daughter was going to end up killing 4 or 5 people that they don't know and ruin lives,
I'm turning them in.
There was a baby myself.
I'm turning them in.
I'd have never carried you around in my arm and fed you my food. And
Mike,
sleep in my bed to be a person.
This our show ain't long enough. We got to get out here in a few minutes, and there is so much more that we got to do. We got to do this again because there's so much that's going on in this society. The attack on the Capitol, the insurrection on the Capitol, and I know how you feel about it, but it's just some people call it the insurrection.
My wife, one of her best girlfriends is a Capitol Hill police officer, and could have been that officer that got killed doing their job, man. That's ridiculous.
Well, some people call it an insurrection, and other people have different names for it. Let me show you what I'm talking about here.
Make no mistake. There will be a trial, and when that trial ends, senators will have to decide if they believe Donald John Trump incited the insurrection against the United States.
Hey man, that's how you end the show. That's how I'm gonna say it right now. What do you think? Do you think he is? How many memes do they have right now on him?
I don't know, but I gotta play it one more time.
There will be a trial, and when that trial ends, senators will have to decide if they believe Donald John Trump incited the insurrection against the United States.
Hey, I know Donald Trump is a powerful man, but I didn't know he caused people to have erections.
Erections.
Hey, Mike Washington, we got to get out of here, man.
Hey, man.
I thank you so much for stopping by the house, and we'll do it again. I love you. Absolutely.
Love you too, man. You know that.
Be safe.
Thank you, baby.
And I want to, Champ, thank you for stopping by. As usual, thank you for everything you do. And for anybody that joined us today, we appreciate it. We're gonna leave the show just how we started it with you, Mike Washington. So until then, stay strong. And remember, can't nobody stop you but you. Remember that.
Thank you, man.
They try to trick men. Listen, married men, listen to me. They try to trick men to use Viagra. Don't listen to them. I'm telling you right now, don't listen to them. Listen to me. I'm telling you. Ask your grandmother. You can use a regular aspirin. 30 minutes before will do the same thing as Viagra. It just thins your blood. Your blood will circulate through your body better. You'll be ready all night long. A regular aspirin, no side effect. Look at me. Aspirin. Let me write that down right now. He said aspirin? Baby, ask them, you supposed to chew it? They supposed to chew it up? Aspirin. They say the worst side effect of Viagra is loss of memory. Now you're ready, but you don't know why. I know I'm naked. I'm trying to figure out why you naked. You be downstairs butt naked talking to your kids. Who ate my ice cream? Y'all crazy. Oh my.
Washington, John Cham.
All right.
Yeah.
Take
care.
guys.
We'll do it again. Tough Talk next Thursday, same time, 6 p.m. Take care, guys. Peace.
Peace.
That's cool.